Let me start this one off with saying that you are not entitled to anything in this world. Nothing. Absolutely nothing. Good. Now that I have everyone's attention, I hope I offended some of you. I also hope this episode I inspire some of you as well. So a lot of newcomers to the page and community here over the last couple of days. So I hope some of you are watching this week's episode. If this week's episode offends you, I'm going to tell everyone this week that I did a few weeks ago. Go ahead and unlike my page because this is not the page for you. We're talking about work ethic this week. So ever since I was young, I was raised really big around work ethic. Everything you have in life and everything you achieve in life is not anything that it will be gifted to you. It's things you put in the work every single day and you earn them. The job I have now, I had someone say to me that I was gifted and I was lucky to get the job that I have now. I was 18 years old when I was offered the job for a Fortune 500 company, and they must have been desperate to hire some teenager. That might be true, but that's the outside looking in. They didn't see me at 16, 17 years old, going to school, going to work. I had an internship while I was in school. I'd leave school partway through the day and go to an internship working for the local Chamber of Commerce and putting together wine festivals and creating this and helping build these things at a young age and filling up my resume. Sure, the reason why I got this job, maybe it was my lucky day, I don't know, but I like to believe that it's from when I was able to get a job and put in the work, it was all of that work that I put into to build up my resume, to build up my skill set, to make myself more employable. I had that work ethic, and when I went to an interview as an 18-year-old, I had the confidence knowing that the work I had put in, even though I don't have a college degree, I don't have that piece of paper saying, hey, look at me, I'm special. I put in the work needed over the last 3 years prior to that to build up, to put things on my resume. My resume didn't just say graduated high school and worked at, X for 3 years. No, my resume said certified in all, Microsoft Office, taking college classes while in high school and certified in all of this. Interned for the Chamber of Commerce, set up a wine festival, was able to manage with making phone calls and selling, or at least offering for like health insurance policies. I put in that work and I built up opportunities for myself, which gave me the opportunity that I'm in now. So whoever out there wants to say that, I got lucky getting the job, if that's what you want to think, fine. But don't ever tell me that I didn't put in the work. Don't ever tell me that. So work ethic is going to be big. So everyone knows, if you're following the page now, I'm doing the 75 Hard Challenge by Andy Frisella. So this is a challenge that I read about a few weeks ago, and I got some more information about it, and it really inspired me, because really what this challenge is everyone looks at it as more of like a diet and fitness challenge, but it's not really that. It's a mental toughness challenge. It's testing your dedication, your work ethic, your mental toughness to be able to go 75 days straight on a routine, structured diet, exercise, mental growth plan, and it tests your mental strength to make sure that you go the full way of it. So that's what I'm obviously I'm just finished up day 2 so far. I'm enjoying it so far because it is, of course, get me more active with the exercises, and with the dieting is nice as well, as much as eating rabbit food is nice. But not only that, the biggest part that I'm liking it for is that it's forcing me to read 10 pages of a book every day, whether it be I'm doing either motivational books, like life coaching books and entrepreneur books. So the one I'm on right now is I'm reading the Capital Gains book by Chip Gaines. In that book, it's all about his work ethic and what he put in, starting from when he was playing Little League Baseball to building 3 businesses that almost failed, and he brought back up, and that's where I'm at so far. And this book, you're supposed to only read 10 pages a day, but yesterday I read 15, and I didn't realize until I eventually looked down at the page number. It's flying by. But I love this challenge because it's testing that work ethic. It's testing your mental toughness to be able to go through this and dedicate and to dedicate yourself to go through a growth period like this. In 75 days, I want to be healthier physically, but also healthier mentally through these readings that I'm doing, and through, the self-discipline that I'm going through for this challenge. Work ethic, again, it's huge. You put in the work now and doors will open for you. Work ethic is, it's one of those things, it's filled with your dadisms that I'm sure probably a lot of you have heard growing up. Job's not done unless it's done right. No sense in doing anything unless you're going to put 100% into it. All these dadisms that you heard growing up, really sit down and think about them. Apply them to your life. I always joke around and say half-ass nothing and whole-ass everything. You don't want to half-ass anything, like whether it be a project in the garage, or you going to work, or parenting and lessons that you're teaching your child. Do you want to half-ass teaching your child lessons and they grow up not knowing what the hell is going on with life? I think work ethic is huge with parenting. Children learn through observation, especially at a young age. Your first couple of years of them actually being able to be cognitive of what's going on, of course, 2, 3 years old, 4 years old, and so on. And beyond that, of course, with school. But a good majority of what they learn, especially in young years, is what they observe from who's around them. And majority of the time, while they're young, the people that are around them the most are their parents, mom and dad. So what you do right now, that you putting in the work will teach them so many lessons without you even having to say anything to them. They're watching. If you get up in the morning and say, I'm just not feeling it today, I'm going to call in sick and hang out on the couch all day. What lessons is that teaching your kid? Sure, we all need a mental health day, but I'm not talking about a mental health day. I'm talking about, sure, I don't feel like going to work, so I'm going to use a sick day. What lesson is that teaching your kid? That's not, if you look back and think, or even if, let's say that your kids are in school and they get up in the morning and say, you know what, I don't feel like going to school. I'm not going to go. I'm going to hang out at home, play some video games. What are you going to do? You're going to yell at them to get off their ass and get to school, right? You're not just going to say, oh, okay, that's fine. You stay home. You do what you want. No. Teach them these good habits. Fix your bad habits. Work ethic. Hard work pays off. The things that I have right now in my life is not anything that was gift wrapped to me. I was not born with a silver spoon in my mouth. Everything I have came from hard work, putting in the time, building up resumes, building up reputations to make sure that I was able to grow as a person, a employee, a father, a husband, and so on. This house that I have, I bought a house when I was 22 years old. I bought a house at 22 years old. There's not very many 22-year-olds that can say that they bought a house. How did I buy a house? I put in the work. I made money. I made bonus money. I put it aside. I invested, and I was able to buy a house. No one sat there, wrote me a check and said, here, Matt, here's $100,000, $200,000, $300,000. Go buy yourself a house. No one did that. I put in the work, and that's what I have now. And my kids watch that. They watch me get up and go to work every day. They watch me come home, make dinner, read a book. You know, I didn't get a gym membership for this because I don't have the time to be able to leave the kids at home while my wife is sleeping to be able to work overnight. But I'm not going to use that as an excuse not to be able to do this challenge and not to be able to put in the work that I know is needed. So I went to my mom's house. I got an old weight bench that was sitting in her basement for the last 20 years. I brought it over to my house. I pieced together as much as I could. And you know what? The workouts and the exercises I'm doing some down there. They're sitting in my basement right now. Yeah, they're cheap ass old plastic, concrete, or sand filled weights. Half of them are cracked. You know, when you lift up the bar, sometimes you see, dust or sand coming out of whatever's they're filled with. But I'm not using it as an excuse to not do the work. And my kids watch that. And as they grow up, I certainly hope that they adopt these habits. Because again, children learn through observation. The habits that I'm instilling in myself now and them watching me do these routines and putting in the hard work, they're going to adopt these habits as well. And for those parents, if you want, obviously everyone wants their kids to have a good work ethic. But a child is not going to have a good work ethic when you sit there and coddle them all the time. Have expectations for your children. Age appropriate, of course. Addie is 4.5 years old. I don't expect her to wake up every day, lift some weights, go mow the lawn, and go to school. Let's be reasonable here. However, I expect her to clean her room. And you know what? When she comes downstairs and says she's done cleaning her room, I go upstairs and we do the daddy inspection, or mommy goes upstairs and does the mommy inspection. And if it's not clean, if there's still things thrown around, if she only did half the room, that's not acceptable. She's old enough to understand that she can put her toys away. They're not difficult. She knows where they go. It takes an extra 5 minutes to do. It's not unreasonable to have an expectation of her to be able to put her toys away and make her bed. I'm not abusing my child because I put that expectation on her. What I'm doing is I'm teaching her and showing her that it's not okay to half-ass something. I'm teaching her that she needs to have the work ethic needed, that at the end of the day, if she goes upstairs and she cleans her room fully the first time, she doesn't have to go back upstairs and still clean. She can then go and play. She can go downstairs and have maybe some time on her tablet. She's rewarded for putting in hard work and completing things of her expectations, and certainly exceeding expectations. These are the lessons that I want to teach my children. These are the lessons you want to teach your children. This is what parenting is all about. We're raising children to be future adults that are going to be working and running this country. I don't know about you, but in 20 years, if I'm running a business, I don't want some 24-year-old kid that's been coddled his entire life to come and apply to my business, because I don't expect that he's going to work hard at all. I don't expect that he's going to put in the effort needed to be able to meet the expectations. If you don't show your children the hard work and you don't expect hard work from your children, they're not growing up with that work ethic. And the work ethic do you put in yourself, be sure that this is the work ethic that if you watched your kids do this, that you'd be proud of it. I think it's a pretty simple concept. Good things will come when you put in the work. And if they don't come, work harder. That's all I can say. I like money. I hope a lot of people like money. I hope all of you like money. I love my family, of course. Money gives me the freedom to be able to do the things that I like with my family. That's why I like money. It allows me to improve my house. It allows me to go on vacations with my family. It allows me to take time off with my family, still being able to afford my bills. The only way I know how to make money is to put in the work every day. I had a meeting today with a manager of mine. Now, I've looked up to him for quite a few years here since I started in the sales department. He's a kind of a mentor to me. I go to him for advice. I had a conversation with him today about challenging yourself and hitting that reset button, learning how and when to hit the reset button. And my point I'm getting to this is, there's days where you're gonna feel burnt out. You're gonna feel bored with the day-to-day, where you sit there and question, why am I still doing this? Why am I still busting my ass to come here every day and put in the work? Learning to hit that reset button is crucial to be able to sit there and remind yourself why you're doing this. Be able to take a step back and refocus your energy. Refocus that hard work and that work ethic. Remember who you are and where you came from and why you're there. That's another big part of work ethic, is when you feel yourself starting to slip, being conscious enough to be able to take a step back and hit that reset button so that you can keep on, you get back to the grind as soon as you can. You want to try to take as least amount of days off as possible, not from work necessarily, but just, working every day to improve yourself, your mind, your body, your family, your working, your work, your production. You don't want to take any days off. And when you don't take any days off, when your kids see you wake up every single morning, and while you're sitting there on a Sunday morning, it's your day off, and with your cup of coffee, you're sitting there reading a book to help you improve, these are the things your children, when they are 22 years old and they just got their first career job and they're doing well in it, it's these moments now where your child is going to look back on and think, I made it here is a big part because dad or mom pushed me and showed me what it means to put in the hard work to get what I want out of life. They're not going to learn anything from watching you call in sick 2-3 days a week and sit on the couch eating chips. If you want to do that, fine. But I want my kids to be better than me in life. And the only way for them to be better than me in life is to instill a work ethic that allows them to push themselves further than I could ever imagine. That's going to be it. So that's it for today's episode. Try to keep it short, sweet, and to the point. Yeah, that's it. Get down and dirty. Get to work every single day. Everyone start this damn challenge. I want to do this alone. I put this up here so you guys can help me and I can help you. Come on. All right, share the video. Make sure you subscribe to the YouTube channel. Make sure you check out, of course, dadden.com. And if you get sick of watching this ugly mug talk, go to Podbean. You don't have to see me at all. You just sit there and click listen. You can download the Podbean mobile app as well. It's really cool and easy. A lot of other good podcasts on there. I've actually began listening to some podcasts I used to watch on YouTube. I've started listening to them on Podbean. I didn't realize that they were on there. So it's pretty cool. You can shut off your screen. You can just sit there, throw on your headphones, or throw it on the speaker in the car and listen to it on your way to work, or on your morning jog or so. You can throw it on and listen to it. So thank you everyone for the feedback and for the support, and to everyone that is new to this page. I hope you made it this far into this podcast. Again, my name is Matt. I am the creator of the Dad Den, and I hope I offended and inspired some of you. All right, we'll see everyone.